This is why we're talking about the Spanish Open. The guy is a plus 205 favorite this week, according to our pals at PointsBet. This is a golf tournament. This isn't long drive. This isn't basketball. This isn't a scramble. This is Jon Rahm playing the field, and he's plus 205.
And he's not Tiger Woods, last I checked, as great as he is.
He's very, very good. He is not, in fact, Tiger Woods. Jay Croucher is on the line. We're going to yell at Jay about these numbers. Jay, we got to start. Plus 205 in golf. How did you get to that number with Jon Rahm?
So this is basically unprecedented. A couple of weeks ago at the Fortinet Championship, Rahm was plus 375 to win that, and that was the shortest that any golfer has been since gambling was legalized in the US in 2018. And going back beyond that, Rahm plus 375 was the shortest that any PGA Tour golfer had been at a PGA Tour event since Tiger Woods in 2013. And this plus 205 number, it is very, very short, but it just goes to show the gap between Rahm, who we see as the best golfer in the world, and then everyone else in the field, with no other top 50 golfers playing in Madrid this week.
Tiger, the 27 Yankees, Brett Favre height of power, Magic Johnson. Are there any other sports we can compare?
Didn't say UCLA basketball?
Well, John Wooden, that goes
sitting right there for you.
Saying my Bruins.
Sorry, we'll get back to Jay.
So in terms of comparison points, right now the Brooklyn Nets to win the NBA title coming into this season are plus 225. So Jon Rahm, his odds to win the Spanish Open are very similar to that. So Jon Rahm is basically James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving all in one. If you want to go back a little bit further, LeBron's Miami Heat, the 2012-13 team, they were plus 205 to win the title that year as well. So Jon Rahm is basically an NBA super team unto himself against the rest of this Spanish Open field.
All right, Jay, I was doing some numbers here. So Jon Rahm has made 113 starts on the PGA Tour, and he's won 6 times, which is incredibly respectable, but it's not every time. It's not 2-to-1 type of level. Do you have any Tiger historical context on what Tiger looked like, height of power, or what some of his numbers look like compared to what we're seeing with a Jon Rahm?
Definitely. So peak Tiger Woods, which we think is 2008, that's when he was at his absolute peak. And Tiger Woods was 2-to-1 to win the US Open in 2008. And 2-to-1 for a golf major, that's just about unprecedented. And Jon Rahm being effectively 2-to-1 in Madrid isn't the same as Tiger being 2-to-1 at the US Open, but just goes to show there is no precedent for the gap between Rahm and everyone else dating back to peak Tiger Woods, basically.
So what would have to happen for Rahm's numbers to change, for them to cool off a little bit? More wins by UCLA's Patrick Cantlay? Would Rahm have to, like, stub a toe, miss a cut here or there? What would really significantly change the numbers?
I think there just needs to be less consistency. He's just absurd week to week. He racks up top 10s for fun. One stretch to end last season, he was, I think, 13 top 10s in 17 starts. That's just insane. And even though he only won once last season, you know, it's so hard to win a golf tournament. And if you're consistently coming in the top 10 like Jon Rahm does, then we think that's a better indicator of future wins as opposed to just, you know, finishing first, which is incredibly difficult. So it'll have to be either, Rahm cooling off, losing his consistency, or one of that next tier of Cantlay, Spieth, DeChambeau, DJ, those guys getting back up into their absolute best form to sit with Rahm at the top of odds boards.
Hey, Jay, thanks for letting us yell at you about the Jon Rahm odds. We appreciate it.